guys, this is Adam from 3dmodelsworld.com. Welcome to this Maya tutorial, and in this tutorial we're gonna create some pretty awesome dynamic simulation using the xShattering effects simulation tool we created for you guys. And I'm gonna show you how you can artistically control demolition on a bridge, and it's gonna be really fun, and it's gonna be some cool stuff we're gonna be doing together now. It's gonna be really fast. So without further delay, let's get started. Okay, so this is the scene I have. I have this bridge. As you can see, it's pretty complicated model. There's a lot of stuff going on. Here there's like these bolts, and there's lots of things going on here. But I just want to show you guys how we can quickly shatter it. And I'm not gonna go through the whole shattering process. I'm just gonna show you a little bit, and then I'm gonna open the scene. So let's open the xShatter effects simulation. And then let's go to the poly shattering generator tab, and then let me go shading, and then wireframe unshaded, and let's start. Just pick like any parts we want. I'm just gonna shatter this whole section of the bridge. So for example, we can start with this guy, then generate fragments, and then we can just keep doing this, and then I can select like that. And as you can see, it's getting shattered, and you can see here the pieces as well. It's a complete piece. So as you can see, I just keep doing this until I get the amount of the pieces I want generated. I'm just gonna open a scene right now that I did all the shattering. Okay, so you see the scene now. It have all the pieces get shattered. And it's pretty straightforward, as you can see. And then one thing here before we start adding the dynamics, I want to show you guys is the pivot points. You want to make sure the pivot points are centered for each piece. So these when you create through the poly shattering generator, the pivot point will be centered. But if you have any other pieces like these pieces here, the pivot point is not centered. As you can see, the pivot point is really off, like probably that's the grid. Yeah, it's created into the grid, and that's something really important you want to fix before you start adding the dynamics, because then objects always rotate around their pivot point. So if their pivot point is off like this, and if I rotate, it's gonna do like this kind of really weird effects. So you want to avoid that. So the easiest way is basically just select everything here, and then go modify, and then center pivot. Okay, so now if you select these objects, you can see them, the pivot point is centered for everything. So that's gonna be a really important tip for you guys before doing anything like related to dynamics. Just make sure the pivot points are in the right place. Okay, so this is done. Now what I want to do, we want to as I mentioned, have artistic control over this bridge, how it's going to be collapsing. So first, let's start by destroying this section here, and then we're going to destroy a little bit of the section here, and then in the middle section we're going to have it like tilt down and then get destroyed when it hits the ground. So first of all, let me minimize the tool here, and the ground is locked, and let's select the section we want to animate. So that looks pretty good, and let's deselect this side. So I have this chunk here, I want it to be animated. While selecting everything, let's group. So let's see, so I have this group now, it have everything underneath it, and let's call this like animated, just simple. And then the pivot point is important, so now it's in the grid. So let's go modify center pivot, and then let's press and hold D so I can move the pivot like toward the edge here, somewhere around here. And let's just test it, rotate it, and see how it looks. Maybe I can move it back a little bit more, and then let's move. Yeah, that's not bad. I can probably move it a little bit back more, and then see how it feels. Then let's rotate. Okay, this is not too bad, it's pretty good. And then after that, this is all good here, so we can hide this group for now. So I have all these sections now. So let's start with this guy here. Let's select everything here, and we don't want this part. Maybe this is good for here. So we want this to be to fall first. So let's show up the tool, and then let's go to the directional explosion, and then click convert to dynamics, and then gives you like converted. And that's, as I mentioned before, this have to do with the bullet physics engine giving this error, but you don't need to worry about it, it's working. And then generate directional, went through it, and then created this group. So now we have this arrow that controls the direction of this. When things fly all over the place, this will control the direction where things gonna go. But I don't wanna for now control the direction, I just want it to be random, so I don't need to animate the direction strength. I can keep it at 0. And let's put the gravity to like around 40, and then let's have the simulation start around frame 4. The simulation is 0, and then just go 1 frame 5, and then press 1. So now you turn on the simulation. So now if you press play, everything falls down here. And then let's select the ground, and then go to the general settings, add static collider. So now everything can interact with the ground, so it's not gonna go through the ground anymore. Okay, so that's good, but now we want it to, you know, like looks nice, like explode. So this is where we can select this field that been created here, and then I can scale it, you know, as much as I want. And then I want to change the shape of it to like sphere, because it's just nicer. And then let's see, so we have the animation start at 5. So I want this magnitude to be like around, let's see, like 4,000. And then let's see how much the strength gonna be. Okay, it's pretty good. We can make it like maybe a bit stronger if you want, like 7,000. So that's pretty good. And then I want to animate this. I don't want it to be like on all the time, so I just want to key it. It's a good idea to key it and then go like 1 frame and then put it to 0. So basically this effects will be for 1 frame, and then this will be more realistic. And then if anything, because if any dynamics interact with this, it's gonna be pushing it also. So I wanna make sure you turn it off after the start. Okay, so that's pretty good. Let's extend the frame range to 100. Then let's see again. Okay, that's nice. Okay, so we're done with this first part. And then let's go to this guy here. We're gonna just show it. So we want this to happen first, and then we want another explosion to happen after that. So we want to go like frame 18, let's say, and then I want to select the guys around here. So I can add this guy to a new layer and just reference it like that so I can see. And then let's go back, and then let's select like this guys here. Maybe not this one, definitely not the ground. So these guys, and maybe this and this. So you want these guys to get a hit, and probably these guys at the bottom as well. Okay, let's see, and probably I need to select this guy. So you can see I'm like selecting specific things here. But wait a second, I want to make sure I still have some pieces left. So let's deselect these guys, except those two. You know, and then let's reduce the selection as well. I don't want too much. I just want to simulate that there is something happen here that causes this chunk to get weak and then fall down. Okay, so this is pretty good. And then let's go here, convert to dynamics, and then generate directional. And then it's saying here direction completed. And the same thing, let's take this arrow, and I don't want it to be. We could actually have some directional animated in this one, so let's do that. So let's press play. So maybe around frame 20. Let's affect this one. So first, let's the simulation start at frame 21. Let's go 40 in here. So now it falls on the ground, and then we want this field to be affected now. So let's do the similar, like 4000. And let's go to frame 21. Set key and then just go one more frame and set it to 0. Don't want it to be affected. Okay. Somehow it's not. I need to scale it and make sure it's really matching. Okay, now they're flying a bit more. Okay, and then now let's do the animation on the bridge itself. So let's select this animated, let's remove it from reference, and let's see. So this happened first, then this happened, and then around like 26. So let's press S for keyframe here, and let's go until like 48, and let's have this guy tilt and hit the ground. Okay, so now if we play, it's not gonna look that interesting, the fall, because it looks really have no weight. So we wanna go to the graph editor, and then let's start adjusting the animation. So here we want it not to slow down, we want it to hit hard, so it's something like that. And then let's see how it looks. Okay, so it like goes slow and then hits harder. We could like cheat it a little bit more, and then here like insert keyframe by pressing I, and insert keyframe in here, and then just push to make it the slowing even like more, takes more time. And then let's press play. Okay, so now you can see like it takes longer time, and then falls. Okay. And now the fun part is, like you can see here, this is animated, but still we can apply dynamics on it even while it's animated. Let me just push this guy down a little bit and then rotate here just to ease it out a little bit more. Okay, so now let's see. So we want this chunk here, when it hits the ground it splashes. So let's select the group and then isolate selection here, and then let's just grab selection of these guys here. So this chunk, once it hits the ground, is gonna get destroyed. So while we're selecting it, we can go to the tool again and then go to demolition generator and click convert to dynamics, and click here done, and then gives you that bullet error. That's fine. Click generate demolition. Demolition completed. Okay, now if you press play, you're gonna see it stays here, but that's because it created this demolition group. So this group, so you can have the settings to control on these pieces, but it get detached, it's outside. So the easy thing is just hold this group, middle mouse, and then add it into the animated group. That's all what you need to do. Now if you press play, as you can see, it stays there. It's animated, but it's animated and it's also dynamic. So that's really very important. It's very, very powerful stuff. So let's select the demolition group now, and then this is animated, so we can control. Okay, so once it's hit here, so these pieces hits, let's put the simulation to start just one frame after. Let's see. Okay, so and then let's add the so the gravity gonna be controlled by this gravity control. It's gonna be here. It's so small now in the center. So let's put the same weight, 40. Yeah, and then let's go to this group. Is there anything else here? No, we can keep it the same. So let's press play and see. As you can see, hits and destroy, but I want it to be, so now it's like that. It's not bad. We can maybe have it a bit earlier. Let's see what happened if it's earlier. Let's see it in real time. Okay, that's good. That could work. You know what? Let's make it like before. It was actually better. Just let's push it one frame ahead. But you can see how easily I'm manipulating the timing on the dynamics. And that's really very important thing when it's come to dynamics. With using this tool, it allows you to easily artistically control like everything. So you can see like it looks pretty cool. Like we have this completely we controlled everything in here, and then you can, like, if you want, you can add static, you know, colliders and everything here that we didn't animate. Like anything doesn't have animation or anything on it, we can have static colliders like all these, so the pieces will interact with them. So let's see. So you can see here, like I can hide the groups, for example. I'll show you. So this one, let's hide it. I'm gonna hide like everything that have dynamics on it. And this one, let's hide. And for now, I'm gonna hide the animated group. Where did it go? Oh, I'm opening it. Okay, this one. So let's hide this as well. I want to break connection on the visibility and then hide this. So now what I can do, so now here just all these guys it's just regular models. I want to convert them into static colliders. So I just select them and then add the static collider. Static collider completed. Just give it a little bit. Okay, so done. So if you select, how you know it's done, if you select these pieces, it will show you this green color. Does it have connections on them? And then let's select everything here. We don't really need too much here, but that's fine, we'll just do it anyway. And then add static collider. Okay, done. So now I have all these guys have static colliders on them. And you can adjust the shape of the collider, by the way. If you go to the settings here, now it's hull. Usually it's hull because it's matching the shape, and it's also faster to render, to process basically. And let's show up all these groups I hid, and then one more. Okay, so I don't have on these guys any static stuff, but that's okay. So you can see now the simulation, and the beauty about this is like you can fully control how things you want it to be, and you can always select the bullet solver here, and then you can go to the settings, the internal fixed frame rate, and then you can always adjust it. Like now I had it once in 60, now I can change it to 120, and this gonna increase the quality so things doesn't go too much through the ground, and then we'll process faster. You know, and if there's issues happens, like for example these guys, let's go back if we can catch them. I need to go frame by frame a little bit to show you the problem. There is one problem we're having. Okay, so those two, they behave really weird. So what we can do is we can select them, and then I can remove simulation from selected, so they snap back where they are. So this way, for now I remove the sim, so it could be okay if you don't wanna use them anymore. You know, you could delete them, you could remove the sim and then reapply the sim on them again. So for example, now these three pieces here, I can go again and then go to that. I can use just a regular demolition on them, and then convert to dynamics, and then generate demolition. So now they're under demolition, and then let's see. So this group, if I select this arrow, it starts frame 20 and 21. So we can go here and then go 20, and then go sim start at 21. Then let's see what's gonna happen. Do you still having the same problem, or it's fixed? So you can see if we fixed it. So this happens sometimes. You see guys, like sometimes some objects, they don't behave really how they should be, and there's always a fix how to do that. You can like remove them from the simulation and then apply simulation on them again, and then this fixes the problem. But you can see it's really very easy stuff to do. This group, as you can see now, when I select it and if I animate, the dynamics is not affected. So that's pretty cool, because what we can do, like after it hits and this dynamics get destroyed, we can like animate it also like going a little bit more down like this, you know. So let's play it and see if this works correctly. And so you can see now how it looks much more realistic. So it gets fall down everything here, and then hits and keep going, you know, and bounces back a little bit. And you can, you know, control this animation. You wanna make it even better, you can do that. But you can see, guys, it's really easy and very artistically friendly. You can totally control. We can go like even further with this, and then we can select all these guys, the ones that, let's see, these guys, and then I can have it rotate from here and then fall down here as well if I want to. So if I group this, for example, and you can see it's not gonna affect any of my animation right now. It's gonna be totally fine. So you can see fails, destroyed, and then this group I can center the pivot on it, and then I can just by holding D, I just can move it to be here. So I'm not gonna finish this one, but I'm gonna show you guys how you can go further with this animation. So while we're here, just press S, and then let's go to maybe like 72, and then rotate it to fall down even like this way, you know. And let's do the animations the same thing. Let's select the rotation, and for this one, let's see, so this way falls like this. We want it to be this curve, so it hits harder, so falls like harder like that, see. So now if we play, so we got this guy and then destroyed, and then this part fall down as well. And then the beautiful thing about this, what we can do, like this one falls down, hits, one is hit, we can break some of these pieces. So let's do that. So let me hide this guys a bit. Just want to make sure I don't always like we don't want to select things we don't want to, you already have a simulation on them. So let me isolate. The best thing is to isolate. Let's isolate this guy here, and then I want to select just these guys here, and then let's go to the demolition tab, and then convert to dynamics, and then generate demolition. Now one thing is very important we want to do. Oh, one thing I did a mistake. So as you can see, I did the demolition while it's in this pose, so now it's maintained the same. So let's undo. So undo, we don't have a demolition, so want to make sure you go back to where you want it to be. So let's go back to here. After I select it, we go back here, and then convert to dynamics, and then generate demolition. So this way, you know, it doesn't stay in the weird position when we are frame 1. So let's select this one, and then remember we're gonna add it into this group. So let's move it to this group. Okay, so now I don't have anything, and let's show up all the stuff we hid. This one and this guy as well. And then let's press play. So this, and then this get destroyed, and this fall, destroyed. And then after that, everything falls back here. So perfect, that's the animation sequence we've been working on. So now let's go to this group we just created, this one. And then let's go through the sequence here. So I want this one to collapse while like after it hits, just waits a little bit, this one collapse, and then this other pieces fall down. So it's like make more sense, right? Okay, so hits, stays a little bit, and then let's run the simulation here. Just go one frame, start the simulation. Okay, and then the gravity is gonna be applied the same using this one. Yeah, this guy here. So all good. So we don't need to set up anything else. So let's just play and see. Collapse. Then this one destroyed and then falls down. Beautiful. So you can see how this we completely controlled, like in an artistic way, how this bridge collapses. Yeah, so this is so that's it, guys. You can see, like, it's pretty straightforward. This tool will allow you to create pretty amazing simulations and really fast. And the great thing about it, and I know I said this before, but I'm gonna say it again, is like you have full control over how you want these dynamics to work. You know, you are like in control of animating things specifically how you want. And you don't need to like always like hope that the dynamics is gonna work. It's gonna work, and you just animate everything how you want it to be, and it's gonna be working really well. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and found it valuable. Please check our website 3dmosworld.com. I'm gonna have, of course, the link in the description for this tool, so you can download it, and hopefully it's gonna be incredibly valuable for you and your for your projects or your team. So until next time, take care.